it is very important that you understand a BIM implementation workflow. So in different companies, they use different workflows for implementing BIM or the standards inside the project. So let's say with India, we have a different workflow. For UK, we have a different workflow. In Singapore, we have a different workflow. For all together, the basic workflow for working with CAD to BIM based kind of implementation, we work with this kind of workflow. Okay. So for the first, we get input, get data as a soft copy from all the consultants. What do you mean by all the consultants? These consultants are the design consultants or the PMC or maybe from the fabricators. So they share with you the lot of details like documents, specifications, BOQs, work progress reports, design drawings, working drawings, a lot of other details as well. So what we do, we study the data first of all. So any person who is working in the BIM domain, they need to understand how to study this data first. Then we sort this data, we identify which BIM standard we want to use while working this with this particular project. Okay, so let's say this project is from US, so we will be using standard which is suitable for the US industry. If this project is from Singapore, we will be using standard which is suitable for the Singapore industry, right? Then we define the standard, then we raise the RFIs for missing information. If there is any missing information inside this document or inside the drawings, so we'll raise a RFI. What is RFI? That's basically request for information. So when you don't have the right information or the full information about certain thing, you raise an RFI to the clients or to the consultants. Let's say you have received a set of structural drawings. In the structural drawings, you also have the column positioning or the column marking, but you don't have the column tags. So in that way, you don't know what exactly this column is. Is it C1? Is it C2? Is it C3? What is the size? What is the reinforcement being used in it? So that was the missing information, right? So there is a proper workflow that you need to prepare in order to uh, send this missing information or to communicate this missing information with the design consultants or any of the consultants whatsoever involved in your project. Then we use to complete the architectural and structural model, 3D model inside Revit. So whichever the modeling tool you use, that's fine. Basically, we use to build up the architectural and the structural model. Once the architectural and structural model is completed, then we complete the model for services in Revit. What do you mean by model for all the services? All the services basically means MEPF, that is mechanical, electrical, plumbing, or firefighting services. Okay, so let there may be landscape services also. There may be some sighting. There may be lighting analysis. There may be structure analysis or other kind of other services. So that can be included in this complete model of all services in Revit, right? So this can be done parallelly or this can be done one by one as decided in the project workflow as depending upon the scope of the work. Okay, so once we complete the all 3D information modeling, then we do the QC or the audit of the architecture and the services model. What do you mean by QC? That is quality control. We have to audit whether we have correctly modeled it or not, whether we have modeled it according to the standards or not, whether all the lines they have of the proper width, the line for whatever the fonts we have used, they are according to the standards or not, whatever the sheets we have produced, they are according to the standards or not. So those things needed to be audited or checked. Then if there is any connection, we raise the RFI for conflict identified at the modeling stage, communicated to the design consultant. There may be a chance where you don't identify the missing information in the earlier stages. You may be identifying that information after doing the modeling part, because in the earlier stages all you have is a 2D CAD based drawing, right? But after the modeling you have an information rich model. So in the information rich model you are better able to visualize how exactly the building or the structure looks like. So you can raise the RFI at this stage as well. Ultimately, then we'll be moving on to extract BOQ for architecture or structure inside Excel. So Excel is one of the popular tool which is used in almost all the industry, but also in construction or the AEC industry we use Excel. What is BOQ? That is bill of quantities. So whatever the quantities or the material estimation we have extracted from the software, we import that quantities or the estimation inside an Excel. Okay, so that can be done manually or that can be automated using certain plugins or using certain Dynamo scripts as well. That is based on the workflow which you are using inside your company. Then we export the merged architecture, structure, MEP model for clash detection. Okay, so we export this model uh, for the clash detection purposes. We have to detect what clashes are there inside these different disciplines. Obviously, there will be a lot of clashes, so that may not be able to identify in the earlier stage where we have received the drawings. That may be identified during the modeling stage itself, but even there are clashes which have been missed out in the modeling stage. Those clashes can be identified through a software called as Navisworks. So we perform this clash detection inside Navisworks. We detect the clashes. Now remember one thing, inside Revit we detect the clashes, we don't resolve the clashes inside Revit. Okay, so for resolving the clash we move on to Revit. So we detect over here in Navisworks, we resolve these clashes inside Revit. So there is also a workflow for detecting and resolving the clashes in Revit model. Once we resolve the clashes in Revit model, then we have to again update that Navisworks model which have previously imported inside Navisworks. Then we have a clash free model is ready. Okay, now when you see no clashes itself in the Navisworks, after doing different tolerances, after doing different functions or options inside Navisworks, you have a clash free model ready. Now when you have this clash free model, you can extract the BOQ for services inside Excel. So why we are extracting BOQ for services after the clash detection is basically most of the clashes happens in the services part, in the MEPF part. Okay, so in the architecture structure that is quietly easily visible, so mostly at that part we don't have a lot of clashes, but in the MEP we obviously tend to face a lot of clashes. So that's why we extract the BOQ for the services at the very end of the part. Then we export this 3D model for visualization and facilities management purpose in Revistro, Lumion, Enscape, whichever tool as we have discussed in the BIM software tools, right? So we can export this 3D model in any other tool for visualization purpose or for facilities management purpose and for any other deliverables which we want to carry out. Then we export this 3D model for 2D services output. That's basically what data we have received in the form of soft copy was 2D data. There may be a chance where we receive a 3D model as well. In some cases, we used to receive a Revit file where we have to extract the 2D services, right? So the different companies have the different way of workflow of using or carrying the services. If we find out any correction in the 3D model itself, then we have to again do the correction, do the QC of 2D output with reference to 2D input. Over here, we do the quality control with what exactly the 2D input we received from the consultants and what exactly the 2D output we are giving to the consultant. So at this point, we used to identify how much amount of money or how much amount of time we are able to save for the client by giving our services to the client, right? So that is a very important stage where you have to do the ROI, that is return on investment for the client. Then we send upload 2D output for construction or fabrication. So if you want to do the fabrication, if you want to do the construction out of this model, you can do it. Obviously, you can do it for the fabrication as well. So let's say in the building we have different components, windows, doors, and everything, right? So we have a specific design, we have a specific model. We can send this model to the fabricator who will use this model in his system, in this CNC machine, will help him to actually fabricate the component according to our design and according to our model as well. So that is another part. So that is the simple basic workflow of understanding a CAD to BIM based workflow. So these are the basic services and the basic tools which are used in the industry. During this entire workflow, you can also do the project monitoring in MS Project and 4D 5D simulation in Navisworks. So that is something additional which you can do, or if you can offer as a service inside your company, and which you need to also learn about it.